I am here with Dennis, my 10-month-old, and today I thought I would share off his little play area a little more for you, the toys in there, the way we have it set up, the gates we use, in case it's something that you'd like to set up in your home. Okay, so this back here is a gated area. Sometimes we call it a zoo, sometimes a jail, sometimes a gated community. More like a zoo for this kid because he's crazy. He's crazy. This is something we had set up for my oldest as well, who's now 3.5, but we had it set up 3 years ago for him as a little area for him to play in, and we now have it set up for his little brother Dennis. It's come in handy for both kids. I'd say Lee liked it more, but we find it more peace of mind with the second. But he's not so happy in there right now, so we'll take him out. The reason I say that Lee seemed to like it more than Dennis is, of course, Dennis, being the second child, has to deal with looking at all the fun toys that his big brother plays with outside of the gate, whereas Lee basically all he knew was the gate and there was nothing exciting or too exciting outside of it. The reason we thought of doing the gated area in the first place with Lee was because he was very mobile at a very young age. I found that very quickly. I'm trying to think. I think he was like six-ish months when he started crawling, and very quickly I realized I was just constantly, as baby-proofed as I had it, there was only so much that I really felt I could do, and I was still constantly being like, no, don't do that, no, don't do that. And of course, every parent's decision is different. They may be fine in doing that, or they may better baby-proof than I do, I'm not sure. But for me, I really wanted him to have his own independence in his own area where there was absolutely nothing he could not touch in that area or that I was afraid for him to be around. Both for me to be in there with him and us just sitting there, and again, me constantly not like picking him up and moving him, picking him up and moving him, but also if there was a moment I was cooking dinner and the gated area is in my eyesight, I can make dinner while watching him and not be concerned if I do happen to blink or look away for a second if he would to get into anything. So it's peace of mind for the parents, and then also it again allows some independence for your kids. I've also found a lot of other great benefits to it along the way, but those were the two main reasons that we built it for Lee and then again for Dennis. One thing I will preface off the bat is the setup that we have is expensive. Again, it was something that we knew we were going to use for quite some time. We knew it was going to be an investment, and our hope is that we can sell a good amount of it back later on, of course at a discounted cost, but hopefully make up for some of that investment. And it has been worth it to us, which is why I figured I'd share it with you. And you can either look for alternative options that you can use a gate that is a little bit more affordable, make a smaller area. We of course have been very fortunate in that we have been able to make quite a big area. It does take up a good amount of our living room, but again, it is worth it for us for the time being. So one thing Joe and I were saying was that we hate when people say, oh, it's expensive, but then don't say the actual cost, because I guess expensive can vary for a certain person. For us, it was definitely a price that we had to think long and hard about and decide if we wanted to do, but we were able to do it. That cost was for these gates. We got 3 sets, 5 panels each. That all came to $300. So a big purchase. Again, if this is something that's really important to you, like it was to us, you can find other ways to save money. We found these gates to be very sturdy, very durable. We thought they were great for cruising and other features of it that I'll talk about, but there are certainly other ones out there. And the other thing is, in both houses we've had a fairly big area we've been able to put it in. You may find you only want to have one gate for $100 and it's just going to be like a small kind of octagon, and that might be enough for your kid and also be good in your space. Or like us, you may want to make it a little bigger. That's the beauty of it. On top of that, instead of just having the wood floors, we did decide to have mats. A big reason for that again is that we are allowing him to just learn how to walk and crawl on there. So it was important to us that we had a cushy space for him in his bottom to fall on. So that cost $150 for all of the mat pieces. Again, we bought quite a bit of mat space because we had that space. You may find you can get along with a much smaller space and much less mats. Right now we have this gray one that we had from a very long time ago when we had a workout area. We don't have time for that right now, so we're using that here. And we have repurposed the kind that we had in Lee's, which is the really colorful, multicolored mats, and those are downstairs in the basement for when they play. So I had this whole area clean and all spaced out, but very quickly, you'll see, Dennis just has a good time and throws everything every which way. And that's part of it too that kind of puts me at ease. When it's just all over the house, it can be overwhelming and you kind of feel like you always have to be picking up and putting things back away. Whereas here, I'm like, as long as it's in the gated area, I clean it up every so often, mostly for him, so that he gets kind of a fresh look at everything and it's not an overwhelming mess. But again, I'm not overwhelmed throughout the day thinking like, oh my gosh, everything is everywhere. He gets that independence to just do whatever he likes and I don't get too stressed about it. So I think that's kind of the introduction of the gated area. Now I can just kind of give you a closer look. Hi, Dennis. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are doors to open at each gate. You can see what I meant by panels. This to this is one panel. It's actually a door though. And you can see here's the top that connects to another panel. And here's the top that connects to the other panel. So that's what we mean by each one has 5 panels. Okay. Really? What do you think of all this? Yeah. So this is where I said this is where he has learned to pull up. Both kids, I feel like, with these gates, learn to pull up this way. Very easy to grab at, pull themselves up. It does not fall down on them. See, I'm gonna open this door. So you push down, pull up, pull out. And then you close it. Hello! I'm in your area. All right, Dennis, can I show him a few things? I'm gonna show him a couple things in here, okay? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, Dennis, can you show us how the ball pit works? Here he goes. Here's what he loves. And he sometimes will lay down. And then we'll, ready? Lay down, lay down. Oh, where'd Dennis go? Where'd Dennis go? Where'd you go? Is that your favorite game? Lay down. Where'd Dennis go? Where'd Dennis go? Where'd Dennis go? Where'd Dennis go? So, this is one of the things that's been a staple in both of their areas when they were this age. This actually was a flat little play gym for him, and then it folds up to become this ball pit. So it had, again, it was one of those toys that has multiple purposes, so we really have gotten our use out of it with both kids. Where'd Dennis go? Where'd Dennis go? Here's another toy. This is a music table of sorts, first word table. Dennis, for a while, used it by standing up and playing with it, but he's found a different use for it nowadays, huh, Dan? He likes to use it as a surfboard now and practice on his balancing. You want to show him how you use it? So there's all different ways. Yeah, show us, Dan. Let's see, is it on? Oh, did we turn it off? Here we go. Yeah, so you can stand up on this and play. Oh, he's gonna show you. You can change it from music if you want to focus on music only. Oh, you're gonna change it to how you use it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. How do you use it? Yeah, I know how you're gonna do it. Okay, go ahead. Now what do you do? Okay. Really? Is this how we should use the table? You think so? I can't lie, I'm quite impressed. He does this all day long. We put it right side up and he puts it back down the other way. I know. But if your child wants to use the way it was intended, you can do different music. Right now it is in the Spanish. Oh, we're gonna push it back down. And it can be in English. Can do just music. Again, this is one of those toys that both kids have loved. I will say I don't think we have anything tied to this specific brand. Just find one that you think you find interesting, that won't annoy you, maybe too much, but also that the kids will like. So this was a gift. Oh, you gonna show us how you stand? Oh, okay. Okay, we're moving it again. All right, well, Dennis is surfing over here. I want to show you one other toy that I think is one of the ones I would recommend most to families that I find development-wise our kids have got a lot of benefit out of, and it's this toy right here. I'm not sure the exact name. I'll make sure to put it here and also link to it, but this is something, it's referred to as like a sit, stand, crawl toy, because basically it encourages all those things for babies, because it encourages them to pull up on it and stand. It encourages them. Ah! It encourages them. Dennis, can you show them how you crawl through? Let's see if we can get you to crawl through. Here comes Dennis, he's crawling through. Okay. It has all different tactile things. You can make noise there. He's crawling through to get to the other side. And there's, as you can notice, there's music going off because there is a sensor right here. So when he crawls through, it makes a noise. Yay, Denny! And then there are some shapes on the other side for him as well as all different body parts, music, some colors up here that he can press. A lot of great features with that toy, huh, Dennis? All right. I put Dennis down for his nap, so I thought I'd just go over a couple other things in the baby area that I thought you might find interesting, maybe not. First, I did want to show you a closer look at the gates. So here's what we did, is because sometimes, basically, you could go ahead and hop on over if you needed to, which we do frequently if we need to go in and we don't feel like opening the gates. But for the most part, I do use the doors. And so what we did was just put a little masking tape and a little bit of squiggly lines so you could differentiate that this is the gate and this is a door and this is not. So again, what you do is you put your thumb down, pull up, and then pull out. Another thing that I have found fun that kind of encourages him to move around, to learn how to cruise, is to put these little clippy things, hooks, I don't know what you want to call them, all kind of around, so that if he gets up and goes to this, yes, he could get down, go back over and do that, and he does do that a lot. But recently, now that he's getting interested in walking, he will just cruise from this to that, sometimes to that over there. So you can kind of see I have them all over. A funny thing, for Lee, I used to actually put things like just a little bit outside of the gate, and I would call it enrichment. Like he's like a seal or something. Oh my God, this is so sad. Enrichment, I would call it enrichment, where it would just be something he would learn to like kind of move his hand out and try to maneuver to get it. I don't do that with Dennis as much, because our rule with Dennis, with Lee, is that all of his toys, over there, cannot be near Dennis's gate. One, because this actually is like a main walkway, so we don't want that. But the biggest reason, of course, is that we don't want Dennis getting his little hands out and grabbing a small toy that he could choke on. Other things we keep inside here are soft, crinkly books that he can play with as much as he wants, can chew on, can drool on, can try to rip apart, and not have a problem with that. We have quite a few. This is a fun one. All different kind of things. Another great toy always is something where you are able to stack. So here we have from Target, I believe I got it. One of his Christmas presents. I got him this little Oscar the Grouch trash can. And you can stack them any way you'd like. It has numbers on them, so when he's older, we can start exploring that. We can learn about colors. Stacking toys are always fun and great for development. Okay, so with all that said, I do want to make it very clear that is any of this really needed? Not necessarily. People have survived without a gated area like this for many years. People use pack and plays. People just let their kids roam. You know, there are so many options. But is it something that my husband and I found very useful for both of our kids, in that I think has brought a lot of joy and independence to our kids? Yes. And with that, I hope you're able to find different options for doing something like this. You don't have to do it exactly like me. In fact, I hope you don't. And I hope you find a way that it can work for your family if it is something that you want to do. There are so many different products and things out there. I will link my products that I can for you in the description if you are interested in exploring those more. But one thing I do want to mention is that it is important. Let's say you're expecting a child. I wouldn't go out and get all these toys right now. It is important to get to know your child, know what they like and love, and what motivates them, what encourages them to do different things. Every child is different, and that is something I learned with my first. You know, you have those registries, and they are so great, but you quickly find once you have that child that sometimes reviews and what people suggested doesn't work best for your kid. And sometimes it's just trial and error, and you had to find that out for yourself. But I wanted to make sure that you thought of that in seeing this video, that what worked for Dennis and Lee may not work for you. But of course, they are some great ideas to explore, and I did find them useful, so you may find them useful too. Basically, all that is to say that this is all just something for you to see if works for you and to look more into. So I hope that you found this helpful. This has been such a joy. It is gonna be sad to see go, although it will be nice to get that area back in our living room back. Joe and I were just saying, you know, it could be only a couple months or a few months more that we'll keep this out. As always, I always like to ask a question. What is the question of the day? So this can be baby related or not. Is there an item that was really hyped up, that you were so excited for and had the highest of hopes for, and just didn't work for you? And then what is a one item in your life that you recommend to everybody, that you just think is the bee's knees and has saved your life? I think that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me and Dennis and checking out his area. All right, I think I need to do some cleaning now.